Zippy.
Jippy.
Okay. Like the peanut butter?
No, yes, but with P's instead of F's.
All right. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When when you're in a public place and you take a massive shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't, I run out of the place like I just committed a heist. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I bail. I leave.
Let me tell you something too. Working in retail, you get so desensitized to that shit, double entendre, so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I've witnessed two men, in the span of a week. This is the stupidest shit I have ever seen. In the span of a week, two different guys, while I'm at work, taking a shit at an old job, they have caused destruction in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
I'll keep it at that. I wasn't cleaning any of it, if that says anything.
But no.
And
sorry.
I just learned real quick that, that's not anything I could do. It's not as bad as that. So I'll just take it like a man, I guess.
So, I committed arson. I committed murder. I have to go. Me and my lady were at a Subway a week or two ago, and I went to the bathroom and I came out and she saw the color just drain from my face, the sweat leaking off of me. And she was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "We have to go now." She was like, "Why?" And I was like, "We got to go out the door right now." And as we got out there, I was like, that toilet wasn't flushing, and it came all the way up to the brim. And she was like, "We can never come back here. You know that, right? You just lost us a Subway location. We can't go back there."
So, I don't want to get too into detail here, but those two guys, one, after he was done doing his act of war, he ran out of the store.
Okay.
He pulled a U. He said, "I gotta go."
I was about to say, I relate to that.
But he left the stall door open, and of course, retail bathrooms have the mirrors right in front of the stalls.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be in front of that stall, apparently. Wasn't pretty.
Dude, the one story I have, I worked at a gas station. You know.
Yeah.
Not good things happen in the bathroom, but I got to this, I believe I've told this story on this podcast before, but I'm going to retell it, and you assholes can deal with it, because if you're listening to this right now, you've probably never listened before. Hey, how you doing? I'm Jackie. Worked at a gas station. Subscribe. Anyways, I worked at this gas station, and I was at a branch of it in Mountain Juliet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get in for my shift, and they're like, "Hey, the bathroom's pretty messed up from last night." I was like, "From last night?" It said, "From last night. So if you get time, go and clean it." I said, "All right, cool, whatever." Usually that means, toilet's clogged, probably some stuff on the floor and mirror. Not a massive issue. I did the night shift for a while, and you're supposed to deep clean the bathrooms on night shift, right? So I was like, no issue.
Yeah.
I opened that motherfucker. There is shit on the walls, on the floor, on the mirror, on the seat. The toilet is clogged. It smells horrible. You know what I do?
Walk out. Put a sign on the door.
I shut that bitch. I'll walk away.
Yeah, that's okay. That's one of my fears, is having to clean up after somebody else. And I will tell you this right now. You don't pay me enough to do any of that. I don't care how much I'm making. More power to the janitors. That's all I have to say. Janitors are fucking heroes.
13 an hour. Nope.
No.
Nope. No, not for that. I get, the person comes to relieve me, and she goes to use the bathroom, and the one next to it was out of commission. So she had to go in that one. She opened the door, and I look at her, and I swear to God, eyes just shoot to me. And she comes back and she's like, you left the bathroom a mess. I said, huh? She said, you left the bathroom dirty. I said, what? I clock out, I drive off. Not my business.
That's a call a cleaning service. I'm not touching this shit. Another double entendre.
No. I will clean the bathroom. When it looks like that, fuck no. Yeah. Fuck no.
There have been multiple occasions at jobs where, bless this old lady's heart, my my third job, I'm working in the kitchen. My manager comes back. She's getting gloves. She's getting an apron. She's getting mops. Like she's getting fully geared up. And I said, what happened? She said, I got to go clean the bathrooms because I'm not going to make anybody else do that. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, this old lady couldn't make it. I was like, oh. Tracked shit halfway through the restaurant. And I'm just like, bless this old lady's heart, but I will never.
But let me tell you, at that gas station, I experienced one of the most scared moments I've been in my life. Okay. Do you remember the tornadoes that ripped through Nashville a couple of years ago?
2010 or 2012?
Like 2020.
No, I missed that one.
That tore up Germantown?
Yeah, I completely missed that.
All right, do some research on it. But
I was locked in out of my hometown in 2020, so
I just realized, by the way, my microphone was still turned down, and you know how much I hate the volume of myself on this podcast. That aside, so for those of you who don't know, some pretty bad tornadoes hit Tennessee back in 2020, maybe 2021. Mm-hmm. And they tore through Germantown, the Germantown portion of Nashville. But that day, I was working in that same Mountain Juliet gas station, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking fly. I was working, and I get in, and there's this guy who comes up, and we have a small little chat, right? And he's like, hey, be safe tonight. I say, what? He says, yeah, it's supposed to get really bad storm-wise. And I was like, I've been through the worst,
Yeah.
Couple hours go by. Store shakes. Lights flicker. And I'm like, that seems like a little more than a storm, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But lights come back on. I'm still running. I'm like, you know what? Let's just power through. See what happens, right?
Mm-hmm. An
hour later, doors shake, and the power goes completely out. And I'm like, you know what? Nope. But I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going outside or I think I didn't go out to the car because I was like, I'm still here. They probably still need someone in the store, whatever. So I just hide myself in the bathroom, sit under the sink, right?
Yeah.
Hours go by, the whole thing, walk out, and my manager shows up to work, and I get in the car, turn on the radio just to hear what's happening, because at this point my phone's dead. Hear what's happening, and I hear tornadoes are, touching down in different places or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Manager, arrives to work, and we're walking, and we're in front of the door, and we look down, and I'm like, yo, isn't there supposed to be something here? And he looks at me, and he looks down, and he's like, where the fuck is the floor mat? Granted, inside, doors locked, okay? I locked the doors.
Uh-huh.
We go out, we look around, we walk around the building, and the floor mat is on the side of the building. It was sucked under the double doors and taken to that, and I guess just wind had its way with it.
Continue.
Come to find out, one of the tornadoes that hit 2 miles from that store. And thank Christ it did not come my way. But dude, the shaking of the store, the lights going out, and the noises I heard while I was in that bathroom, I was terrified. I was shaking.
So, do you remember Good Friday 2010?
No.
So, that was when tornado ripped through Medical Center Parkway, Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
I was at my grandparents' house. They live right around there.
Oh.
My aunt fucked with me that day, by the way.
Yeah, obviously.
I still haven't forgiven her for that one. But that tornado came within a mile of my grandparents' house.
Nice.
And then turned around.
It said nah.
And that whole time, we were in the hallway closet that was fucking cramped because it was a storage closet at that point. And I remember my aunt like, it's going to get you. It's going to get you. I was terrified. We get out. Eventually, I think we got like an all clear or some shit, whatever they do after tornado warning's gone. And I look out the door. I see just gray cloud skies. And they're like, man, I wonder what happened. Or where it was at. And then I hear thunder. But like, you know when you said like building shook, lights rattled, flickered, whatever?
Yeah.
This thunder sounded so unnatural that it almost put me into conspiracy theory because it sounded like fucking whoop, 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 whoop. And I was like, what is that? How?
Aliens are coming?
Yeah. And I remember hearing the door rattle so hard, I thought the glass was going to break. The lights flickered, but nothing else happened that day. We leave the house, we're going out of town, and we see trees that they had just planted along the bridge there. About solid 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Still holding on for dear life. My mom was at work in Nashville, and she witnessed the school floating down the street. If anybody remembers that. But that was a terrifying encounter.
You know. Oh, and after we did have some people pull up, lights off, right? Look at the gas pump and see they were off and turn to walk into the store while me and the manager were standing at the store. And they just went, hey, we're just trying to get some gas. And I just stared at them. I just looked them in their face. And they were like, no gas? And I swear to God, it was, no, everything's off.
It's like if you hadn't noticed, we don't have power, and a massive tornado came really close to us. I don't think we're going to have any gas for a little bit now.
Did you hear about last night? No. Do you see that everything is off? Anyways, fucking stupid. Stupid-ass. Oh, and you know how your mind wanders when, like, you're scared?
Mm-hmm.
That wind, I will never forget the sound of that wind hitting the door. And I was like, dude, some aliens broke in. I swear to God, my mind came up with this. I was like, some aliens broke in and they're going to fuck me in this bathroom. They're going to run tests on my fat ass.
They're going to probe your asshole.
I never want to go through that shit again. That shit sucked.
Imagine I work freezer cooler. Imagine being in the cooler, shut behind you, because it's, massive, and the lights go off.
Fuck that.
Not even, this was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was just a heavy storm. And I'm in there, chilling, doing my work, whatever. And I was like, oh, we're good.
There was one time at school where there was a funnel cloud that hovered right above our school. And it had some people worried enough to where they didn't want to go to the bathroom. I was in like second grade, and this chick started crying, like hysterically. Like,
I was going to bring up like 05 because there was a tornado then. And I remember being in elementary school, and we sat in that hallway, in the tornado position for probably a solid 45 minutes.
Yeah.
My mom came and picked me up early, and apparently we could see the tornado like off in the distance.
Dude,
towards where Amazon is, actually.
Fuck that. fuck sitting in that dumbass position for 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ass out.
At some point, they were like, all right, we're just going to chill here for a while. And then they're like, okay, get back in position. It's like, oh,
brother,
did it stop? Is it coming back?
You know how you're not taking care of yourself? I'm imagining me in that position right now. I don't think I could get out. A, B, I'm probably going to fart until I shit myself. 100%. 100%.
That compressed air out.
Dude, 100%. They put me in that bitch, it's just going to... It's going to be over.
Then you just hear it. Fuck. What happened? What is that?
It's be hilarious. Dude, I was already bullied enough in school. You think the people around me are going to go, he shit himself. Oh my God.
I mean, we had the kid that specifically smelled like that.
Yo, that's tragic. Your ass gets picked up and thrown by a tornado, and your last moments on Earth is having to smell this kid who just shit himself. Oh my God.
Hey, at least that won't be your last memory. I mean, you'll get the terrifying experience of being tossed around by a tornado.
Yo, I'd have to
Maybe that'll overshadow it.
Whoever meets me at the pearly gates, I'm throwing hands. Like, that had to be my last moments? Really? Like, I couldn't go out with family around me. I had to go out. Jesus, man.
To go out with shitty booty right next to me.
I had to go out with that and getting flung 200 yards.
Oh, shit.
No, but tornadoes in general are fucking terrifying. Have you seen a dead man walking tornado?
No.
Oh, my God. Dude. It looks like it's walking. Like it literally, you see two legs.
Oh, this is like a twin tornado or some shit, isn't it?
Something, and it looks like it's fucking walking. I watched that and I'm like, okay, I understand why people think spiritually, because that's a demon.
It just makes me wonder why people live in Tornado Alley.
Fuck that.
I get this shit all the time, and I'm just like, no, there's no way I could.
But then again, it's like you go out west, now you got to deal with fucking earthquakes. You go farther down south, now you got to deal with hurricanes.
Yeah.
You go up north, you got to deal with blizzards.
I'm just chill here in Tennessee, you know.
Where we get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, all year round.
Yeah. Never experienced an earthquake, though. I don't know how my brain would handle an earthquake.
I guess it depends on how bad the earthquake would be. Because like I've been to California. There was like a little bit of a rumble like that in the 2 weeks I was there, I want to say. But it was like not noticeable until somebody pointed it out and it was over. Dude,
if a bad earthquake hit Tennessee, like not even a bad one, just like an above average one. Yeah, an above average earthquake hit Tennessee, we'd be fucked.
Yeah, there was no infrastructure for earthquakes in Tennessee.
No, it'd be almost the same level as that winter storm in Texas a few years ago, where the entire state shut down because of how bad it got. If an earthquake hit Tennessee, we're fucked. It's over.
If a winter storm hits Tennessee now, we're fucked. I mean, this past Christmas or winter was horrible for this town.
Horrible.
And then they made us go to work and drive in that shit. And then we probably made 2 deliveries and then had to go back home or come back to the terminal because we almost wrecked out 4 times in 2 minutes.
My lady almost got fired because, as you know, she's not afraid to talk back. And her boss was like, why aren't you coming in? She was like, I'm snowed in and all the roads are iced. And he was like, well, why aren't you over and over? And she was like, I'm not risking. And he was like, well, I'll get you an Uber and it'll just come out of your check. And she's like, no. Are you fucking insane?
I think you needed to send her boss a picture of your driveway because nobody's making it out of that and it's ice.
No, I shoveled it and it still took 2 days worth of thawing and melting for me to have a chance to make it up there.
That's my issue.
And my car is all-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's my issue with work because at Staples, when it snowed, 3 years ago now? It snowed iced everybody in, but the main roads were thawed because, they're main roads and people still drove on them.
Yeah.
I called the manager and was like, hey, I can't come in. My roads are literally iced over. And they said, what are you talking about? The roads here are thawed out. And I was like, yeah, on the main fucking road.
Yeah.
We are talking in the middle of Old Fort Parkway. Like, who's not going to be on that road?
Oh, I know what Staples you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's fine over here. And I was like, not over here.
Dude, that's the same level. I know I've told the story, won't tell it again, but the Christmas shit that happened at Amazon, where everybody was asking, hey, the roads are just getting worse. Why aren't we going home? And it was the opposite. They were like, well, the parking lot's okay. What?
It's like, yeah, how am I going to get to the parking lot? How am I going to get out of the parking lot?
That's so fucked up.
There's a level of...
But shifting. It's Spooktober. Yeah. It's Spooktober, right?
It is Spooktober. Spooktober 1st. This is going to release.
I'm not a massive... Is it actually?
Yes. This will come out on the 1st.
Okay. You kind of scared me a little bit. I forget that we recorded an entire week in advance because I was like, I'm going to be late on rent. Anyway, that just scared me. Speaking of being scared, no, I don't practice full Spooktober, right? I get down on some Halloween, but I'm not a massive horror fan, or at the very least, I'm a very lukewarm horror fan. I'll go through stints on watching scary movies or scary videos or whatever. What do you do in terms of Halloween, October?
I don't do shit.
Yeah.
Gotta be real. The last 6 years, I hadn't really done much. I think I dressed up probably my first 2 years in this town. So what is that, 2018, 2019, I want to say? No, 2019, 2020. It wasn't my first 2 years. And then, not 2020. It was 2018, 2019. I'm just all mixed up. But I dressed up those 2 years. I think I dressed up once in like 2022, I want to say. And now I'm going to a Halloween party that night, and I kind of have to have a costume. So I guess I am doing something this year. Usually I really just don't. I
don't remember the last time I bought a costume, but as we said before, we want to kick this off talking about fears. We're going to have a themed episode pretty much every week throughout Spooktober. Thought it'd be a little fun. And right now we talked about our fears of tornadoes and being scared and whatever. But really, what is like your number one fear?
Okay, so
for those and don't get no philosophical. Let's have some fun with this, right? I don't want to be alone. Shut the fuck up. Cry about it.
See, I was going to say dying.
You're scared of dying? We can get into that.
Yeah, but that's no fun. We'll get into that later.
We'll do that at the end. Leave you off on a philosophical note.
Yeah. My number one fear is the paranormal.
Okay.
I've been told recently at work that there used to be, it might not have been at that building, it might have been this guy's previous job, but I've been told about a little girl that runs around at night.
Hate that.
And a dark shadow that kind of coincides with the little girl.
Hate that.
Yeah. And the guy was explaining, he said there was a night that there was just him and one other person in the building. Big warehouse, let's say. And they heard a laugh. They were like, was that you? It wasn't me. Was it you? Wasn't me. And like,
I'm dipping. I'm dipping.
That's what I said.
You remember that story about how they don't pay me enough to clean the bathroom? I'm dipping. I'm gone.
I'm like that dude on with the ladder. I am gone.
I was just about to bring that up. Dude, it's going to be, was that you? No, it wasn't me. And that dude's going to turn and just see the back of my head. Just gone.
Yeah. And apparently they would hear footsteps and laughter. And they would hear like, hey, kind of stuff. And I'm just like, exit. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, no, fuck that. And you have never seen a damn near 400-pound man be as athletic as you'll see. I'm hurdling stuff. I'm sliding. I'm ducking.
See, and we got automatic doors, and I know for a fact they're not going to open fast
enough.
I'm
running through them.
Some new fucking doors. I'll buy some new doors. I don't care. I am leaving.
Dude, okay. With the paranormal, I'm not afraid, and I want to be light. I'm not afraid when it comes to the daylight. When I'm laying in bed, midnight, dark in the room, then I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm more fascinated with what it could be. But I will say, when it does come to the paranormal, the biggest thing that freaks me out is smiling and laughing, right? Because that makes me feel so vulnerable. The stories that get to me.
Smile.
Huh?
I take it you've watched Smile.
I have, but that went goofy. That went goofy.
Okay, cool.
Every time I saw I laughed. I know it was supposed to. There was a scene where she was getting crawled at by her therapist, and the therapist was just. And I was just like, yeah. What are we doing?
That movie lost me as soon as I saw the ad of the girl's head flipping around.
Yeah, dude, I knew that movie was going to be bad. My lady still made me watch it, and we both agreed it was bad. And then we turn around and people were like, it's one of the greatest horror movies that come out in the past decade. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I've never seen Paranormal Activity, apparently.
Well, that was more than a decade ago. But Paranormal Activity is like 2008. But when I read stories of like someone laying in their bed, seeing an entity like sitting on their bed and smiling at them, I'm like, no, no. Or in your story, why I had such a strong reaction. If I just hear laughing and I know I'm the only motherfucker there, no, I'm okay.
No, Joe, trust me. I go into work at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
If anything's out of normal, I'm not going to work. I'm going the fuck back home.
I get the check somewhere else.
Yeah. There's no way I'm coming in. I'm calling off that day. Fuck it. I don't care. I can afford it.
And it doesn't help when I work nights at the warehouse. And we've discussed on this podcast before about how you can be the only person in a mod and the lights are motion activated. So the only lights that are on are the aisles you are in and the ones around you. Fuck that. I used to listen to horror podcasts at work. Not anymore. Nope.
No. No, especially in M-Mod. Just big open space in the middle of the place and you still don't see anybody.
Yeah, no. Then my brain likes to start fucking with me because I'll be listening to it and my brain will just be like, hey, there's some footsteps behind you. Oh, they're getting faster. They're getting louder. And they'll just be like, fuck it. God.
That happens to me.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this morning, I think I came into work, unloaded a milk truck, and then was in the Kohler for a minute. And I had a headphone in. And then I heard somebody call my name. And I was like, I'm in the Kohler. I'm not turning around.
No.
Because nobody else is in here. Nobody else should be over here.
No. Okay, you're not on TikTok a lot, but there are TikToks where people post horror stuff. And apparently there's a couple entities to where if you look them in the eyes, it playing like it's real. If you look them in the eyes, you have to apologize, right? So I'll watch these horror TikToks, go through the comments, and it'll just be comment after comment after comment. I apologize for looking into your eyes, right? And just out loud, it'll be like, I apologize. And I'll scroll. I don't believe in that stuff, but I've told my lady, it is why she has been real interested in the Ouija boards. No, not in this fucking house. No. I'm not a full believer in spiritual shit, but I'm not fucking around with the bad shit, with the bad mojo. No.
Hell no. No.
Like, did you hear that lady who died? She was fucking around with voodoo. She didn't know anyone who did voodoo. She just read about it online, thought it'd be fun. she saw the voodoo god of death, and then she died. This is the report, right? This is what she claims she saw. Bitch, why are you fucking with shit you know nothing about?
I can't understand how people find fun in Ouija boards, shit like that. Anything that has to do with actually doing an action to get a reaction kind of shit.
I don't get it.
Like voodoo, Ouija board. I don't see where they find the fun in that. Then again, I'm a bitch. I admit it. I hate scary shit.
She laughed at me because she has a necklace that's like a skull with a couple bones across it. And she was like, hey, this is supposed to be some like voodoo stuff. And I was like, get it the fuck out of the house. And she was like, no,
it's some shrunken head shit right here.
And she said, no, it's plastic. It's fake. I was like, I don't care. Get it out of the fucking house. And I swear to God, she laughed at me and also got really annoyed because anytime I was awake in the middle of the night and I heard like steps or shit or whatever, I'd be like, get rid of the fucking necklace. It's because of the necklace. And she'd be like, shut up.
So I had this experience when I was younger. At my mom's house, in my childhood home, I had a coat rack, like a little door hanger thing. You hang your jackets on or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of jackets on it. Woke up one night, your eyes adjust to the darkness, and then I see the figure, and I said, going back to sleep. Yeah. I'm not dealing with that. And I was like, wait, those are my jackets. Turn around. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, no. Dude, some of the funniest memes on the internet are like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're looking into the corner to see if it's your jacket or a demonic entity, and the face is just...
You see the old Vine of what's his name, Marlon Webb?
Sure.
As the ghost, and the dude comes back with a chair and smacks him.
Yeah,
that's some shit I would do.
Yeah,
like I'm not letting you get the one up on me. I'm fighting back or something and running for my life.
I don't care if it doesn't work. I was watching a Joe Bart react to a Backrooms video, and have you ever watched any of the Backrooms stuff?
I've seen a lot of the eerie shit, and it just
we might have to react to one of those. But dude walks down to his basement, and the sliding door he has down there is busted out, and he turns and he hears noises in the closet, and Joe Bart has the realest reaction because he just pauses the video and he says, I am Spartan kicking that closet door with everything I have. Everything I have. And I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
Anytime I hear something bump in the night, I swear to God now, I grab the closet door, just yank it open. I'm like, face me!
So, little story time here. This information was relayed to me after the fact.
Okay.
I'm still kind of mad about it. My buddy that I drank with all the time when he lived in town, went to his place in Knoxville a little while ago. Come back, we're having a bender since he's moving away, and he's like, "Oh, let me tell you about the room we don't go into at my house."
Pause.
What are you talking about?
Immediately, I'd be like, "I'm okay."
The issue was I had been to his house.
Fair.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Yeah, in the basement, this little corner area that we just don't go to." And I was like, I don't want to ask, but why? Said, we've heard and seen things happen there that nobody can explain. I'm just like, why did you take me to your house? Why was I there? Why was I in the vicinity?
Now you endangered my life. My sanity.
And for that, I like you just a little bit less now. We've gone from best friends to friends.
To acquaintances. I don't know if I'm going to talk to him much longer. No.
I'm supposed to be moving in with him, but it's... Ooh.
I mean, ghosts connect to people.
Hey, we're not living at his house. We're in an apartment.
You're going to hit him with that H-bomb from Ilya Dragunov. If something happens, you move in together, and all of a sudden, fucking your covers are being fucked with, doorknobs start jiggling, you're going up, and you're just jumping on his bed, just... See, you getting the fuck out.
If any of that shit happens, I'm sleeping with something under my pillow that can fire projectiles. And I don't care if it works, it's getting used.
And the landlord's going to get a message from him. Hey, why are you trying to break the lease? Z just keeps firing live rounds into the walls.
You're going to catch me in there, the walls are speaking.
Oh my God, dude, I found a video. I have to send it to you. It was just me and bro in a horror movie. And the guy was just like, hey, is anyone there? And he sees like a blanket move in the living room, and he just takes out 2 pistols and unloads the mags. Just both of them just start spraying.
That's right. That's the only correct reaction. I mean,
turns out it's just your daughter trying to scare you, and you're like,
was your daughter?
Oops.
Now I've seen. You ever like see the videos of them being like, this is how black people aren't in scary movies because they will be the only ones to survive.
Yeah.
And I've seen one where it was 3 dudes walking in a field or in a park, and they hear screams. One guy, or the other 2 dudes, were just like, what's that? Turn around, other guy's already heading out. He's like, I'm not going to go check that out.
Yeah, no.
Why would I?
If I'm in a group of people and like I saw a video and it turned out to be real where they were exploring this abandoned house, right? Mm-hmm. And then they heard like people start approaching the house, so they dipped, right? And as they were walking through the woods, they heard a woman scream her. And if I'm in that group and they're like, hey, maybe we should check that out, they're going to turn, I'm gone. Poof of smoke. Fuck no.
They're going to think I got taken by the demon because they're not going to see me leave, and I'm not going to let them follow me.
Yeah, and it's going to take everything in my power not to scream, y'all got me so fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up.
I will be home in 5 minutes flat and text them like, hey, I'm at home. Y'all can handle that.
They just call me and I'm like, and they're like, oh my God, are you hurt? I'm like, no, I'm safe. I don't know about you motherfuckers. I'm chilling.
My current roommate, he went to Chattanooga to visit one of our other friends. And while they were hanging out, they went to an abandoned factory or warehouse or something.
Why? Not just because of the paranormal implications, but the disease. Cut yourself on something in there, it's over.
See, there's a lot of substance going on at that point in time.
Makes sense.
So they didn't care. No, they were just high. Never mind. But I had to climb through a window to get in, and then the way it was relayed to me was somebody heard something. Completely empty warehouse, factory, whatever it was. They were the only ones there. Somebody heard something not from the group.
Fuck that.
Took off running.
Fuck that.
I'm tripping your ass and running. If I see you make a dip, foot's going out,
There's a great scene in Without a Paddle where they are face to face with a bear, right? And Jerry, played by Matthew Lillard, absolute legend, he starts picking up and untying his shoes. And his buddy's like, why are you untying your shoes? He's like, so I can run faster. And he's like, you think you can outrun a bear? He's like, I don't need to outrun the bear. I just need to outrun you.
Yep. I don't need to outrun whatever's chasing. I just need to be the fastest person in the group.
Yeah.
I don't care.
As far as we know, it only has the power to get one person. Guess who that one motherfucker is not going to be?
Exactly. Because it ain't going to be me. I will tell you that now.
I love you. You're my brother. I'm going to be at your funeral saying, what happened?
Open casket, closed casket. Better hope it's open. That's all I got to say.
No, but switching... Well, first off, last question on this topic. And this may already be an answer, but I just got to know. Just for content purposes.
Yeah.
Would you ever go ghost hunting?
Fuck no.
No? Hard no?
No. Hard no.
What if we were making bank on this channel.
I don't give a shit. If we start making money, I don't care how much it is. I'm not going ghost hunting, and you're not getting me into it.
Now I feel like you're not going to trust me, because around like October, I'd be like, hey, we're going on a little friend vacation. Meet us at this Airbnb.
Google Street View helps.
Yeah, no, I just know that I'm going to get a screenshot and a picture of you going, it's just
you're going to get a screenshot and it's going to be N-O period.
N-O period. I'm going to try to text back and that bitch is going to come up green. You blocked my ass.
Yep. It's not happening. That immediate no.
No, but I know we talked about one of my biggest fears on this podcast before, but we'll just talk about it again. Big shit. I don't know why, but I get stupid anxious when I'm around very, very large shit. And my lady looks at me and she's like, well, you're a big dude, so it kind of makes sense that bigger things than you freak you out. And I'm like, I don't know if that's correct.
I can say the one fear that I have gotten over was the fear of heights.
Okay.
Because you remember SportsCom, right?
Sure.
Their pool, they had I think it was a 10-foot diving board?
Yeah.
That was like terrifying for me to jump off of. Did it one time. I've been fine ever since. I've jumped off higher. Unfortunately, one of those times I'd broken a toe, but I'm probably still going to jump again.
See, I've never been a fan of heights, but I've never been scared of them per se. And I think it comes from me being little. My dad was a security guard for a couple different places in Nashville. And one time we went and visited him, and he took us to the top of one of the tallest buildings in Nashville at the time. This was like 2011. So there's like probably 6-7 buildings taller than that building now. Yeah. But we laid on the edge and looked over, and I was like, that's sick. Like, it wasn't scary to me. It was just sick.
I've got a few pictures of 2 different trips. One in Chicago, one in Seattle, Space Needle and Willis Tower. Both of those have the views where you walk on, I think, glass or whatever it is. You can see through the bottom. I've got pictures of both of those. It's cool.
Apparently, you can do that on the Grand Canyon, which I kind of want to fucking do. Yeah, they have a little ledge you can walk out on that's all glass.
All right. Yeah, I'd be down.
See, I would jump just to freak everybody out. And then the guide would look at me like, and I'll be like,
okay, to be fair, I think the guide would have more of a knowledge on how much weight that could handle. So they probably wouldn't freak out, but I'd willing to bet everybody else would.
You would shove me off. I think you would grab me and chuck me off the side of the railing.
The moment your feet leaves the ground, I'm stepping off the glass.
Just in case.
Just in case, I
feel,
can never be too careful.
I feel like it'd be comical. I would land and I would look at you and be like, you fucking just falls.
You ever seen like the glass like bridge in like whatever Asian country that has it's like a screen and it cracks when you walk over it?
Fuck that.
I watched a dude have an existential crisis.
Yeah, I would too. Fuck that.
The trope of when you're running in fear, you trip and you can't get back up. That's what that dude was like.
See, the fear I really got over is spiders. I used to be fucking terrified.
I don't spiders. Like them. I can handle them.
Even to this day, I will. Even to this day, like, if you give me the choice of, would you rather be, for like 10 minutes, would you rather be in a tub of snakes or spiders? Snakes. I can handle the slithering on my arm. I cannot handle that. Fuck that.
I've held a baby king snake, so I'm fine with snakes.
I've held some big ass snakes, but put a fucking spider in my hands? No. My lady wants a tarantula. Not happening. Not happening. Never happening. And let me tell you, she wants a tarantula, she wants vipers, she wants a Komodo dragon, but any time there's a little fucking bug anytime, even if I'm sleeping. What is that?
So she loves spiders but can't handle bugs.
Not only spiders, she loves spiders that will kill you. She loves snakes that will kill you painfully.
My mom is a fully fledged arachnophobe. Mm-hmm. So I'd be chilling in my room, laying in bed, watching videos or whatever. And I just hear, Z! Yeah! Come here! Get up, walk in. Get that spider. Where? Up there. What are you talking about? Don't you see it? No. Right there. Oh, that?
Yeah.
It's just little buddy chilling.
Yeah, no. Have you seen that video, though? It makes me jump every fucking time, where it's a big-ass spider on a ceiling, and a guy's trying to put a little thing on it, and he gets inches, and it jumps on him.
The first time I saw that video, I fully fledged chucked my phone.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm running.
I'm surprised I didn't crack it. Good old OtterBox, not sponsored. But no. Surprised I didn't crack it. Threw it.
In the
Threw
realm
the
of
fuck out of my phone.
In the realm of spiders, and I'm so sorry I was so thirsty to cut you off. In the realm of spiders, my dad has a phenomenal story, and I'll tell it right here and apologize to him later. Have you ever seen the movie Arachnophobia?
No.
Okay. There's a scene in Arachnophobia where the people are trying to run out the house while the spiders are just flooding walls, ceiling, floor, just flooding the house, right?
Uh-huh.
My dad hates spiders. So he went over to a buddy's house to watch this and got drunk, right? His buddy said, God, it's getting hot in here, as this scene was going on, right? So he said, turn the fan on. What my dad did not know was this fucking asshole put on his ceiling fan little rubber spiders. Dozens of them. So this dude flipped on the ceiling fan and just pop, 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 pop. And my dad jumped and he went, ah! Took off. Dude could not find him for like 20 minutes until he went to a room, and my dad was in the corner crying, saying, I want to go home. I want to go home right now. I'm so tired. Please get me home. Dude, it's such an asshole prank, but it's so good. I can't imagine that guy laugh. Dude, if I saw that, I would be laughing so fucking hard.
Ooh. So I know that if I did that to my mom, I'm getting my ass beat.
Probably.
She's okay. My aunt helped me set this up. Big plastic spider sat it on the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
Right? My mom walks in, spots it, walks out. She says, get it out right now.
Get it out.
In the most serious voice I had heard in a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, if we don't move this, somebody's getting their ass beat.
No,
it's not going to be me.
You got to put it on her pillow or something. Ever wake up just eyes to eyes with that thing?
No. She's too light of a sleeper for me to do that.
Dude, that would be fucking terrifying if, like, you try to slowly put it on there and then you just feel your ass is dead. You're dead.
I have once walked out of my room, closed the door, and she was like, Z, is that you? I was like, yeah. I didn't close the door loudly. I shut it quietly, specifically to not wake her up, and it still did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's get a little philosophical. Let's talk about the fear of death. Why do you fear death, Z?
It's not necessarily death. It's just what will lead up to it, I guess. Like, For those that don't know, my birthday passed this past week.
Happy birthday, Z. Everybody put it in the comments.
Thank you. 24 now.
Quick little side note. Mm-hmm. We did a birthday episode for me. We were planning to do a birthday episode for him, but we both kind of forgot about it. And
we messed up the timing a little bit there.
And we wanted to do a 4-episode Spooktober kind of thing. I did clear it with him. I was like, hey, do you want to do your birthday episode? Because we will do that. And he said, no, we're cool with doing this. So
yeah, I'm perfectly fine, skipping over that, because I take the blame for that because I forgot that's how the episode release schedule went there for a minute. But I'm 24 now. Like, back to it. I'm 24. And I fear how I would survive the rest of my life, I guess, is how I put it.
Okay.
Because 24, and I'm already living on my own. I have no worries about that. But then I think I want to buy a house, married, kids, whatever. But how am I going? What's my plan? How am I going to plan that out?
Right.
Am I going to die before any of that happens?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I get every now and again, I get into that mindset of just like, I'm getting older. I got to start taking care of more shit. Bills, insurance, which is going to come up in the next few years.
Yeah.
Everything. And it's just like, how am I going to handle that?
Well,
that's a big fear of mine.
Well, that's not a real scared of death. Obviously, death is a part of
that.
Yeah,
I say death, but it's just more like the rest of my life.
I think that's just anxiety about life in
100%.
general,
100%.
I talk about the fear of death, and sometimes I will say I fear death because of not knowing what happens, obviously. Mm-hmm. Of course, people believe you go to heaven or hell. People believe nothing happens. People believe you get reincarnated.
Yeah,
whatever,
so on and
right?
So forth.
Right now, I don't have a clue what I believe in or anything. I could probably pinpoint my beliefs to one thing, but I won't get into that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to death itself, when I really wonder what I fear about it, is I fear not being here before the people I need to take care of are taken care of. Like, I don't fear death. And with some of my comments on my mental state in this podcast and on my TikToks and whatever, people could probably take that sideways of like, oh, Jackie's falling back again. But I don't fear dying. I fear dying before my wife is taken care of, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And whenever I have kids, dying before my kids are taken care of, dying before dogs, whatever. Me dying, I've learned that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And whatever happens after, happens after. I like to go, we preach the control what you can control. And there's a very cool Spike from Cowboy Bebop. There's a very cool quote from him when there's a spaceship crashing down to Earth. And the two pilots are freaking out. Oh my God, what we're going to do? We're going to die. And he just lights up a cigarette, sits in the back, and he's just like, whatever happens, happens. And that's how I kind of like to live my life. But I just want to make sure the people I need to take care of are taken care of before I go.
Yeah, I also live my life with the it is what it is kind of sense.
Yeah.
But it's not really the fear of death. It's more so the act of dying, how I would go is kind of my fear.
Yeah.
Because I either want to be peacefully in my sleep or painless.
Obviously.
I've witnessed people going downhill, and it's not something I want to put myself or others through.
No.
Because it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's also really depressing, but it's terrifying. Like, my great-granddad went into sleep. My great-aunt had a blood clot that led to a heart attack.
Jesus.
That she died really quickly from. And I kind of just, after that, stopped going to funerals because that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because that was within 2 weeks of each other. Horrible timing. But it's just the act of going that scares me. Because I don't want to be like in pain, dying kind of shit. Like put me out of my misery or let me go in my sleep. But if I have to struggle through it, it's not something I want to do.
See, I always make fun of my willpower because if I'm like 80 years old, late 70s, 80 years old, I catch something and it's kicking my ass, I'm be like, y'all better get here quick. I'm leaving. I'm checking out. It's over. I'm not about to be, hey, granddad, maybe you can fight through. Fuck you. 80 years in this bitch, I'm out.
You sound like that one lady that's like, that's my urn. That's the one I wanted. I was going to pick it up while I was alive because that's what I want to be in. I feel like that's you.
Well, we talked about how you get up to 75 and up, and that's basically, you ask any motherfucker that age, and you're like, hey, how's your day going? It's like, I'm still here. I'm here. And that's the only sentence. They're tapping their foot. They're like, Lord's going to take me one day, hopefully.
I don't want to get old, I guess.
I don't know.
It's not like bad or anything. It's just, I don't want to have people taking care of me. I want to be able to do everything on my own because I'm stubborn. And I know it will probably expand tenfold. Stubbornness will when I'm older. But I don't want to have to rely on other people to live basically. Like my basic needs be met. It's just...
See, I won't mind that, but I will mind someone getting in my ass to wipe it. Give me an arm, give me a bidet.
For my mom who works in the hospital, it's an experience.
Yo, give me an arm, give me a bidet, give me something. Give me something. I'm gonna fight. And I'm probably gonna break.
Just get the little grabber, just like, gotta get it.
Fucking, they hear my fat ass in the nursing home hit the floor, and I'm like, ah! They're like, God damn it! Supposed to call for help.
He's like, no.
Like, you can give me, just put my pants on. Don't get in my ass. Don't get in my ass.
I already wiped. Trust me, please.
It's clean. Pull it back up. And I just feel them grab the tissue. I'm like, no.
They're like, you weren't even done pushing. Shut up.
It's still halfway in there, old man. I was getting there. God damn it.
I was almost done.
I ain't a spring chicken.
I just need a little bit more time. We got it.
Come on, let me push. Let me back in there. All right.
Put me in, coach. I got it.
Fuck that. And like taking showers and shit. I'd be like, you better. Because then I'm probably going to have to ask for like a non-binary nurse. Because with a man, I'm going to feel very uncomfortable. With a woman, I'm going to be very uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm sorry you got to see me like this. This ain't my prime.
Why you got to put the non-binary people through that?
Because then I'll be like, hey, you're neither, so I'm cool. All right, wash me.
You're neither, I'm cool. Wash me. That's how I read that.
Dude, stare at the front desk people.
Stare them in their eyes.
And they're like, okay, mister, who do you want to, help you with your shower? I'm like, the baddest non-binary person you have. And they're like, huh? And I'll just look them down the face. Wash me. Okay, I think he's just going to he's going to be stinky until he passes away. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry for that. Coming up on an hour. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Let us know some of your fears, comments, emails, redlighthomies@gmail.com. Would love to read them on an episode of the podcast. But also in the ratings. Rate 5 stars. Tell us what your biggest fear is, right, Z?
Yeah, let us know.
All right. Make sure you follow on all the platforms. Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, whatever you're on, make sure to follow there. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share, whether that's clicking the crooked arrow and sharing to whatever platform you have, or that's word of mouth. Word of mouth is very, very important. If your buddy comes up and says, hey, I'm kind of scared and I don't want to be alone in my fears, do you have people I can listen to talk about their fears? What do they tell them, Z?
Well, buddy, here, if you want to go watch the boys Jackie and Z at Red Light Homies, you can maybe possibly not be alone in your fears, but just know that if you get caught in a situation, you're not going to be the first one out.
Mm-hmm. They gave some good advice on what to happen if you get spooked by a ghost.
That's true. They did do that.
And just ignore Jackie talking about non-binary people washing him in the shower.
Yeah, just skip that part.
This was the homies Jackie and Z.
That's me.
And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.